We freaking did it. 1,000 subscribers. The wheel has spoken, and this week we are watching the Doyle family.
We have 3 small children. Sarah is age 5, Lizzie is age 3, and Andrew is 20 months. These children are adorable.
I've been trying to film for 10 minutes, and every time I go to talk, I hear a chainsaw in the background because they're cutting down my neighbor's tree right now. We've been dealing with raccoons. I'll go ahead and show you guys a video of our raccoons. Mama raccoon had baby raccoons, completely adorable. Don't worry, they're safe. I made sure that the tree was not cut down until they were old enough to find a new home, okay? But the raccoons, they poop in your pool. So the neighbor is actually having the tree cut down right now. So we're gonna try our best, and I apologize in advance. Let's keep watching.
She's a handful. She throws temper tantrums. She's just 100 miles an hour, 24 hours a day.
My word.
We definitely don't know where we went wrong.
Stop kicking me! I'm on my way.
Supernanny is on her way. We have 3 children that are 5 and under. Something that stuck out to me was how Dad said, I don't know how this happened. And he talks about tantrums. He talks about how it's so hard to concentrate. He talks about tantrums. He talks about how there's chaos from morning to night. All of these behaviors for children of this age are completely developmentally normal, right? But if a child doesn't grow out of these behaviors, it's because the caregivers themselves aren't reacting appropriately to this behavior.
Soon after I arrived, it was time for Andrew to be put down for a nap, so I went over to the girls who were playing on the computer.
Lucy, don't even think about messing me up.
Tempers started to flare, and it hasn't been long.
The first tip I'd give mom is when you are putting baby down for a nap, do not leave your 2 children alone together. What I mean by this is, yes, there may be a time down the road. There will more than likely and hopefully be a time down the road where you can do this. But at this young age, they just don't have the skill of sharing down perfectly. They still need assistance. They don't have the skill of conflict resolution. They need assistance. So when you step away to put baby down for a nap, you're going to come back to problems. To avoid this, don't put children in a position to be unsuccessful.
I don't allow Sarah to play upstairs when Andrew's napping.
Put me down.
Mum got Sarah downstairs, but she didn't want to stay there.
I'm gonna put the gate up at the top of the steps. Stop it! You don't climb over this, it's dangerous.
This mom is placing a gate at the top of the stairs, and it's not for the younger child when he wakes up from his nap. Maybe he's disoriented and he falls down the stairs. No. This gate is placed so that the 5-year-old doesn't interrupt the nap. Does a 5-year-old need a physical barrier? Absolutely not. Actually, this is going to make your situation worse and harder because now the 5-year-old's going to see it as a challenge. Oh, you think you're going to put a gate there? I'm going to figure out how to take this down. It actually looks like the kid already knocked it down. Or I'm going to figure out how to vault over it. You're making this more exciting for the child. Backfire. So what do you do instead? Think about why the child is doing it. There's a plethora of reasons why a child does things. Maybe the child is bored. Maybe during nap time, they're just twiddling their thumbs, staring at the ceiling. There's no routine in place and they're bored. So set up a dang activity. And a little tip is make sure that activity is only out during nap time. It's exclusive Play-Doh. It's exclusive kinetic sand. It's exclusive Bakugan, arena, whatever it is. And it only comes out during nap time. But let's say you do that and your child is still bothering the other one. Well, then that wasn't the reason. Maybe the reason is because they want attention.
You can go to your room then. If you want to stay up here, you can go to your room. Stay.
Calm down. And then she starts to have a conversation through the wall. Then she felt sorry for her, took her out of her room, brought her downstairs, and made more fuss than the whole thing put together.
I cannot let you go up there. Your brother is taking a nap.
Yeah.
You can play on the computer later.
It looks like this is indeed an attention-seeking problem. I can tell because the daughter is laughing and smiling. They're talking through the door. Now the little one's getting involved. It's a circus during nap time. All of this negative attention is better than no attention. So I would definitely institute some mommy and me time. Now let's think about this. A nap time for a 2-year-old is about an hour. There's no way that you're going to be able to sit there for the entire hour and just entertain your child, nor should you. So what you can do is get one of those visual timers. I'll put a little card here. I did a whole video on visual timers before I started covering Supernanny. Set up a visual timer and go, hey, during this timer, you can either color or you can do painting. And when this timer goes off, if you're still sitting here either doing coloring or painting, I'm gonna do special mommy and me time with you. Doesn't that sound like so much fun? Yes. Unfortunately, if you do get up from your chair and you interrupt the nap with baby brother, then I won't be able to do mother and me time.
Sarah, please stop kicking me.
My dad sits on the couch a lot and watches TV.
Why don't you go play?
The girls were trying desperately to get Dad's attention, but he wasn't paying any interest at all.
I'm tired.
Doug, the dad, is home, and it's not looking good for Dad because he goes straight to the couch. You can see the kids trying to get his attention, and he's really ignoring them or pushing them off. And earlier, I didn't show you this clip, but Mom spent most of the day just cleaning up the house. If these two parents could come together and create a system where they both get breaks and then they both have blocks of time to accomplish tasks, then this wouldn't be a problem.
I wanted to find out from Brandy and Doug who did what when it comes to raising their children.
You're both working parents, but you spend the same amount of time with the children, correct?
Yeah, I would say we spend about the same amount of time with them.
Would you agree with that?
No, I would say I'm with them more.
The pair of them start to argue about how they're raising their children.
I don't get a break. I don't get to sit on the couch and watch TV. If I do,
We are going around in circles, and Mom feels more tired than Dad. Dad's like, no, I'm more tired than you. You can sit here all day and go round and round. Be the person in the conversation to extend the olive branch. And when I say the olive branch, I mean for the past. And then move forward. So you go, I don't know how we got here with everything. I know we had 3 kids back to back. You work hard. I work hard. I love you. You love me. And what we're doing right now isn't working. Would you be willing to sit down and figure this out and maybe write down some things, have a little schedule where each of us have certain tasks? I'm just so overwhelmed, and maybe it's because I'm disorganized. People in arguments are so quick to be right. If you focus on your goal, which is to get your partner to be involved, and you say things that make you seem like you're right, they're just going to be defensive. So when you say things like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, you're just opening the door for them so that they can actually receive what you're saying. So then next thing you know, instead of you going back and forth like this for an hour every single day, it feels like, because you have a repeat argument, boop, let's play that tape again. Instead, oh, now we got the leaf blower. Oh, that's okay now. Hi. We got the leaf blower. It's almost over. I hope the audio hasn't been horrible this whole time. But anyway, the point of this rant is just move forward.
Does this happen often? What I'm seeing going on here?
yes.
Yeah. She got a pretty good sense of what Brandy and I go through. A lot of arguing, a lot of bickering back and forth.
Does anything get resolved between the pair of you when you have issues?
No, he just pretends that it didn't happen.
If I didn't do that, it would never be resolved because you are the most stubborn person I've ever met.
Does anything get resolved?
No.
That's sad that he called her stubborn. I'm not surprised because this is how escalation happens, and then eventually you end up becoming a person that you never thought you would be. If you're interested in learning more about intimate relationships, check out the Gottman Institute. It's definitely not my area of expertise. These parents are headed, if they continue, to divorce. Oh, and by the way, at the end, we do an update if you're new here. I don't know if they're divorced or not, but I'd imagine if nothing gets resolved, like Joe Frost said, then that's where they will end up.
Yesterday we spent more than 12 hours together with the children. But what quality time did they actually spend with you, doing things where they were stimulated and having fun?
I don't know.
That's sad. That's really sad.
This one breaks my heart because they are so young. I mean, their own frontal lobes have just finally been developed and they're already 5 years into having children. People are good inside. Think of the Dr. Becky book. People are good inside. They just don't know how to do it. She does try. He does try. But just because we're trying doesn't mean we're going anywhere. It's spinning our wheels. And that's why I love this channel. I hope I read your comments. Thank you for your comments. I hope that I'm giving you hope, and not just hope, but an actual protocol, action plan, things you can do in your life today to make your tomorrow better.
The first thing I did was to place up a routine so both parents could take responsibility and know exactly what they are both going to do together.
Say Bubbles. Say, you want to eat it?
The teaching has begun. Joe Frost has implemented a routine, just like we were talking about. Dad getting off the couch and spending time with the kids. Mom putting the mop down.
Later on, while we was in the kitchen, Lizzie started playing with a fork in her mouth. Not very safe.
What you don't want Lizzie to do is to be walking around with that in her mouth, okay? In case an accident happens.
If you put that fork back in your mouth, you will sit in the naughty chair.
And Lizzie didn't listen, so it was time for the naughty chair.
Ow, she's about to do her naughty chair timeout thing. I would have solved this differently. I would have just said, it looks like you want to put something in your mouth. Forks are pointy, so we can't just play around with forks in our mouth, but you can use this plastic spoon or you can use this whatever it is. Problem solved. No naughty chair necessary.
Let's go. Let's go. Exactly that. After a 2-hour struggle, Lizzie finally stayed in the naughty chair for 3 minutes.
The 2-hour timeout is now over, and I just think it was completely unnecessary. Teach the kid how to be successful. You want something in your mouth. If you want something in your mouth, you could use this in your mouth. And if you don't listen, then yes, there's going to be a consequence, and you can use timeout as your consequence. I just feel like that's the missing part. A 2-hour timeout. Was that necessary? She probably would have just taken the spoon. She didn't do anything that horrible. I guess that's what my point is let's say one of my kids like smack the other one in the face. That's like, there's no like, hey, well, you could smack and punch this pillow. No, you just smacked a kid in the face. That's an automatic removal. That just, when we use things too often, they lose their value. Does that make any sense? Am I making sense? I have just, okay, let's keep going.
We do not kick. We do not kick.
And their behaviour just escalated to the point where they were just swearing.
Mommy.
Why? Why? Reason number 1,228 on why Kristen doesn't like timeout, which is just wild because the more I watch Supernanny, the less I like timeout. I actually used timeout frequently with my children when they were young. I just think that the way that they use timeout is just like not the correct situation. So let's talk about this situation because I'm not here to just criticize. I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. You want to watch me, stay. You don't want to watch me, don't. I completely respect anyone on what they think. But this is what I would have done in this situation. When you're doing a play date and you have people coming to your home, first thing I would do is eliminate any toys in your home that is going to be difficult for your child. So those favorite little special things, make sure they're in a closet somewhere put away. Then, while the kids are at your house, be close by. You know your child. You know what they're struggling with. If they're struggling with sharing, then be close by to assist during the process. And then finally, you have to make sure that it's a limited amount of time. Kids can only maintain their composure and share and be perfect and for so long, especially if they've never done it before. And in this case, we learn that this family never has play dates. But what if you remove the thing, Kristen, and you also sit close by and the kid still does what they do? Then I would distract. Now follow me. Okay, follow me, please follow me. I would go to the other side of the room and I'd pick out a bin that has something they haven't played with, some kind of blocks or whatever. And I go, oh, you know what, guys? I was thinking that we could play with these blocks and create a tower. Sally, you get the blue ones. John, you get the green ones, whatever. Make sure that you set it up again so you don't just repeat the sharing issue. Now, you might say to me, but Kristen, that's not teaching anything. You're absolutely correct. You're not teaching how to share in this moment because no one's home. You can't teach them how to share when they've already escalated. So you're going to make a mental note and go, you know what? We need to work more on sharing. And then later on in the day when they're calm or the next day, you role play, you talk about sharing, you read books about sharing, you practice it, you practice it, you practice it. But now's not the time.
May I give you a big hug, Brandy?
Listen, you take care, okay? Thank you so much. You are welcome.
I owe Jo everything. She has changed our life.
Take care. Take care. You are welcome.
Jo Frost has left the building. I skipped a ton because it was a lot of me saying the same things, which is they continued with the timeouts. They did have a play date that was more successful, which was great. But they had a babysitter come and it went horribly. The babysitter was physically assaulted by the children multiple times. She was actually in tears when Jo Frost and the parents came back. And I just feel like it's a lot of the same problem. You're putting them in a position where they can't be successful yet. So of course things didn't go well. What did you expect to happen, right? The Doyle Family aired in 2008. This is season 4. The location is Kentucky. Let's see the updates. Right now, oh, interesting. Sarah, which was the 5-year-old, is now going by Alex. So I apologize to Alex. I don't even think I used the word or the name, but it looks like maybe they give us more information on that. Okay, it says that Sarah came out as transgender. His name is now Alexander Alex Doyle. Okay, so we will call you whatever name that you feel. If you get butthurt, so to speak, about what people want to be called, it's not really your name, so who cares? Whatever somebody wants to be called, I'll call you that name. See, Brandy and Doug did get divorced. Can't say I'm surprised. Staying married is hard. And then staying married without resolutions is just like being in jail. They were both miserable. Things didn't change. Oh, but Brandy did give birth to a 4th child. Doug got remarried. Brandy moved to Florida with her children. Let's see some pictures of these cuties. This is Brandy. This is the mom, right? Brandy's the mom. That does look like Florida. We're on the beaches of Florida. I don't see many pictures of the kid. I don't know which boy that is. We have more pictures of mom, more pictures of mom. Okay, she might just be one of those people who doesn't post a lot of pictures of their kids. Oh, here's a full family photo. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Christmas. That's the time you get your family photo, right? It's once a year. Very cute. We have Doug's Instagram, but it says it was inactive since 2015. So we might only just have old photos. Okay, that's all we have for Doug. That's it for this one. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week.